If you use online discussion forums in your course, you probably wish there were 40 extra hours in the work week. Online discussions are extremely valuable, but like any instructional strategy, there are shortcomings. Today's tech tip will address two problems with online discussions. First, grading discussions is so tedious. We expect of ourselves when we assign online discussions that we'll participate in the threads, leave feedback on their posts, and score their performance. But that's just too time consuming, especially with 20 plus students to respond to individually. So we typically end up scoring, leaving minimal feedback, and probably not participating at all. And you aren't alone if you feel like students don't read or use your feedback or the rubric to compose their posts. And after all that time you spent crafting those things. But there's a better way. Online discussion self-grading. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. It's creative and it's totally doable. So stay with me. Here's how it works. First, we're not going to call it self-grading, but give the activity a more inconspicuous name, like Discussion Post Quiz Week 1. Students will participate in the discussion throughout the week. Then afterward, take the discussion post-quiz. Your quiz questions will be formulated from your discussion rubric, with the grading criteria becoming the question and the various level of performance translate as the answers. When the activity is set up in your course site as a quiz, it grades automatically and the scores populate in your gradebook. Scoring is done, and you can spend the time you would have spent grading, participating in the threads, and leaving feedback for the students. Not only are the students forced to employ the rubric, but they're also engaging in reflective learning, which can improve performance over time as they discover their mistakes and revisit their writing. Your first thought when seeing this topic was likely, students are just going to give themselves the highest score each time. But you may be surprised to find that they will largely be honest and accurate. First, because our artful title doesn't outwardly announce self-grading, and as they inevitably figure it out, students are most likely to answer genuinely because human nature compels us to be truthful, and they know you can review their work if things seem off. Remember, this doesn't make us hands-off. It just shifts the purpose of our work from grading to participating. So you'll still be seeing and evaluating the student's work. Besides honesty, you're bound to see improvement in the quality and content of the students' posts as they use the rubric to craft their posts and stop doing the bare minimum just to maintain a presence in the forum. And don't forget, there's little harm in self-grading if the points comprise a small percentage of the student's overall grade. The intent here isn't to shift the responsibility of grading major assessments, but rather to have the students evaluate the quality of their participation and to use points to motivate and encourage that behavior. But wait, there's more. The e-learning department has created a discussion self-grading quiz that can be shared with faculty across campus. If you like this idea and want to employ it in your course, contact an e-learning department member to have a copy of the quiz uploaded into your course site. You can use the tool as is or adapt it to fit your grading criteria. Happy Tech Tools and Treats Week!